Kyle, so good to see you. This video is for anybody who wants to retire. We have 5 signs you are ready to retire early. As many as 54% of young or early retirees in Gen X report that they are considering unretiring. Their reasons for returning to work are both economic and emotional, according to a recent study from F&G Annuities and Life. So before you retire early, consider whether you meet these milestones. Number 1, being debt-free. Does this include your mortgage?
Hey, Aaron, absolutely. So let's talk about this debt-free concept and the mortgage and how that plays into it. From our standpoint, when it comes to credit card debts, personal loans, things of that nature, it's probably best not to carry that into retirement with you. If you can stick it out, work a little longer and clear those out, it's going to be a much lower stress environment for you. And when it comes to the mortgage, a lot of people work this up to be something that's got to be gone before they retire. And that's not exactly the case. There are parts of that mortgage that are most of the time just going to always be there. Things like your real estate taxes or your homeowner's insurance. So really, we're just talking about the principal and interest when we talk about that mortgage being paid off. You're still going to have housing costs of one kind or another.
Right. All right. Next, of course, if you are retiring early, you won't want to tap your retirement accounts just yet. So having multiple income sources becomes even more important.
Right. So if we're talking early retirement, a lot of times we're going to be talking about how do we stretch out the current savings or the current income out until we get to Social Security age where we can file for that. And a lot of times that means that you may not be old enough. You may not be 59 and a half to start going into your pre-tax accounts and part of your Roth accounts. So where's that money going to come from? It's got to come from somewhere you're not going to get killed on penalties. And maybe that's a brokerage account, or maybe some people have rental properties, gig work, part-time work, contract work. You got to carry yourself until you get to Social Security.
Right. On that note, though, you will also want strong retirement savings when you are old enough to tap them. And prior to retiring, taking advantage of those catch-up contributions can certainly help.
Definitely. So as soon as retirement is in the crosshairs, it should be all systems go on saving. You really should be focusing on that. Of course, clear out that bad debt like we talked about earlier, but you really need to load up on the savings and make sure that you've got those funds to sustain a long retirement. Because if you're retiring early, we're not talking about the average retirement. We're talking about one that's got to run even longer.
Right. And number 4, make sure you have a plan and savings for healthcare. This is important and complicated. What are the options here, Kyle?
Yeah, this is probably the most complex part of this whole conversation, Aaron. And if you factor into more recent news, I mean, the whole subsidy, subsidy for ACA, the marketplace plans, it's kind of up in the air right now on what the final verdict will be on that. And even then, with some clients that we've worked with that have retired early, we kind of got to walk this tightrope with how much income they're really collecting, even from their own retirement accounts, capital gains, dividends, and interest, because that can affect their subsidy until they get to Medicare age. That's another big goal that you'll have to have. Age 65, that kicks in. Friendlier plans, usually more affordable, more comprehensive.
And then last, I was surprised, more than 40% of early retirees said that they missed the challenge and stimulation of work in their daily lives. So this is according again to F&G Annuities. So before you retire early, know how you are going to create that challenge for yourself outside work, including strong social connections, daily structure, and a sense of purpose.
This is a big one. And I hear it more often than you'd imagine. Clients retire and they say, hey, maybe I'm going to go back to work in some capacity. That's why in our office, we like to use the term work optional lifestyle. That's what we're shooting for. You can work if you want to, but you don't have to. That's really the end goal. And, sometimes clients find a way to, do all the things that they wanted to do when they were working and just didn't have the time to do. And a lot of times it's just getting involved with their communities a little bit more, their churches, or maybe some charitable organizations, volunteering. There's plenty of things you can do to fill your time, but you do the soul searching before you make the decision, ideally.
I like that, work optional, because then maybe you just pick something that you enjoy doing and then you get the health care for it too. And you scratch number 4 off the list.
There you go. That's perfect.
Well, like you're saying, though, Kyle, clearly there are many different ways to go about this. There's not going to be one answer for everyone. So if somebody would like to sit down with you, see if they are ready to retire early, to create the plan to ensure that they don't outlive their retirement savings, what's the best way to reach you?
For sure. The best way is through our website. That's firstcoastfinancialgroup.com.
Great. Kyle, thank you.
Thank you, Erin.